There's a woman I know named Helen. She's 67. And for 2 years, every single night, she'd lie down in bed and wait. Not for sleep, for the burning. It would start deep in her right hip, travel down the back of her thigh, and settle into her calf like hot wire. Every night, 2 years. Then one evening, she tried something different. 3 stretches, 7 minutes. The next morning, she told me something I have never forgotten. I woke up and forgot I had sciatica. For the first time in 2 years, I forgot. Now here is what almost nobody tells you. Your sciatic nerve is the longest nerve in your entire body, running from your lumbar spine, through your pelvis, behind your hip, all the way down to your foot. And when it burns, when it sends that electric shock through your leg, it is almost never because the nerve itself is injured. It is because something is squeezing it, like a thumb pressed on a garden hose. According to the American Association of Neurological Surgeons, over 80% of adults over 50 suffer from some form of postural nerve compression. And the tragedy, most of them stretch every single day, and stretch the wrong things. The hamstrings instead of the piriformis, the lower back instead of the psoas. And almost nobody ever shows you what the sciatic nerve itself actually needs to glide freely again. Here is what makes sciatica so stubborn. 3 muscles are working against you in perfect silent coordination. The piriformis, a small deep muscle in your buttock that sits directly on top of your sciatic nerve. Decades of sitting, at a desk, in a car, on a sofa, tighten it into a fist around that nerve. The psoas, a long powerful muscle running from your lumbar spine, through your pelvis, all the way to your thigh bone. Harvard Medical School data confirms it shortens in virtually every adult who spends significant time seated. When it is tight, it pulls your vertebrae forward and closes the very spaces where your sciatic nerve roots exit the spine. And the nerve itself, which after months of being compressed becomes sticky, adherent, hypersensitive. This is not just about pain. This is about whether you can play with your grandchildren on the grass, walk through the grocery store without planning your route around the nearest chair, get out of bed tomorrow morning and simply stand up straight without bracing yourself. Tonight, we stretch the right things, all 3, in the right order. 7 minutes, no floor required, no special equipment, just you, a chair, a doorway, and the most important 7 minutes of your day. Stretch 1. The Nerve Liberator. We begin with what I call the Nerve Liberator. This is your piriformis release, the muscle that sits directly on top of your sciatic nerve. And we start here for a reason. Until this muscle lets go, nothing else can work properly. Find yourself a kitchen counter, a sturdy chair back, or a wall. Anything solid you can hold for balance. Shift your weight onto your left foot. Now cross your right ankle over your left knee, placing the ankle just above the kneecap. Flex your right foot by pulling your toes toward your shin. This protects the knee joint. Now slowly push your right knee gently downward and outward, away from your body. At the same time, hinge slightly forward at your hips. Just slightly. You do not need to go deep. You will immediately feel a stretch deep in the right buttock. That is the piriformis releasing. Now here is the key. Hold this position for a full 60 seconds. Not 20, not 30, the full 60. Breathe slowly throughout. 4 counts in through your nose, 6 counts out through your mouth. Do not rush. The piriformis needs every one of those 60 seconds to let go completely. Then switch sides and give the left side the same full minute. Now, why does this specific movement work when most sciatica stretches fail? Think of your piriformis like a fist wrapped around a garden hose. Every hour you spend sitting, at a table, in a car, watching television, that fist tightens a little more. After decades, it does not release on its own. You have to give it a deliberate, sustained signal. And standing matters here. When you do this stretch standing up, gravity assists you. Your body weight helps the release in a way that lying on the floor simply cannot duplicate. Because you are balancing, the surrounding muscles stay gently active. And this actually helps the piriformis release more deeply. Most people feel something within the first 20 seconds, a warmth, a loosening, a quiet release in a place they did not even realize was holding tension. That is your piriformis letting go of your sciatic nerve. Hold the full 60 seconds, and that release goes far deeper than 20 seconds ever achieves. Now, if the piriformis were the only problem, this one stretch might be enough. But for the vast majority of adults over 55, there is a second muscle involved, one that almost nobody talks about. And it is pulling on your spine right now, in this very moment as you sit and watch. Stretch 2. The Spine Gatekeeper. Stretch 2. I call this the Spine Gatekeeper. It targets your psoas, the only muscle in the human body that connects your spine directly to your leg. When it is tight, it pulls your vertebrae forward and closes the door on your sciatic nerve before the nerve even leaves the building. Find any doorway in your home. Stand facing through it. Step your right foot forward about 2 feet. Through the doorway, keep your left foot behind you. Place both hands on the doorframe at about shoulder height for support. Now gently shift your entire body weight forward until you feel a deep, satisfying stretch along the front of your left hip and into the lower part of your abdomen. Do not arch your lower back. Keep your core gently engaged. Not tight, just held. Breathe. Hold this for a full 60 seconds. Then switch sides and give the right hip the same full minute. Here is why this stretch is so revolutionary for sciatica sufferers. When your psoas is chronically tight, and research from the National Institutes of Health confirms this happens in nearly every adult who spends significant time sitting, it pulls your lumbar vertebrae forward and downward. This compresses the intervertebral spaces where your sciatic nerve roots exit the spine. So you have the piriformis pressing on the nerve from behind, and the psoas pressing from the front. The nerve is trapped in the middle. Stretching only one of these muscles is like untying one side of a knot and wondering why it is still tight. The doorway stretch releases the psoas through a sustained gentle elongation that your own body weight assists. After practicing this consistently for about 1 week, most people describe a specific, unmistakable change. That deep, constant background ache, the heavy, nagging pain that never fully disappears, gets noticeably lighter. That is the psoas releasing its forward pull on your spine and the pressure on the nerve beneath it. If you are finding these stretches helpful, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel. We are building a strong and active community for adults over 55 right here, and your presence truly makes a difference. Stretch 3. The Nerve Awakener. Stretch 3. I call this the Nerve Awakener. After the first 2 stretches, the muscles that have been compressing your nerve have released. Now we work directly on the nerve itself, restoring its natural ability to slide and glide through the surrounding tissue. Sit on the edge of a firm chair. Not a soft sofa, a firm chair. Sit upright with both feet flat on the floor, hands resting gently on your thighs. Now I want you to perform this movement slowly and smoothly. Simultaneously extend your right knee so your right leg straightens out in front of you. At the same time, pull your right toes toward your shin and gently look up toward the ceiling. Hold this extended position for 2 seconds. You will feel a mild tension along the back of your leg and into your lower back. Then simultaneously bend your right knee back down so your foot returns to the floor. Point your toes away from your shin and look down toward the floor. That is 1 repetition. Perform 10 on your affected side, the leg that gives you the most trouble, and 5 on the other side. Here is the insight that makes this stretch completely different from everything else you have tried. When your sciatic nerve has been compressed for months, squeezed by the piriformis, pulled by the psoas, it does not just hurt. It physically changes. Microscopic adhesions form around it. The nerve loses its normal ability to glide smoothly through the surrounding tissue. And a stuck nerve is a hypersensitive nerve, one that fires more easily, generates more pain, and takes longer to calm down. This alternating extension and flexion movement, slow, rhythmic, controlled, creates a gentle pumping action that slides the sciatic nerve back and forth through the tissue with each repetition. It breaks those microscopic adhesions. It restores normal movement. Orthopedic research confirms that nerve gliding exercises performed consistently over 2 to 3 weeks can significantly reduce neuropathic pain intensity by restoring normal nerve mobility. If it feels mildly uncomfortable at the top of the extension, that is completely normal. But if it produces a sharp electric pain, reduce your range of motion, work within a comfortable range, and gradually increase as the days pass. That is it. That is the whole movement. It looks simple, almost too simple, but this is the one that ties everything together. Now let me give you a safe, structured progression so you can experience the full benefits of this method without risking any injury. Do not rush. Let your body adapt naturally. In the first week, your foundation phase, perform all 3 stretches exactly as I have shown you. Hold the Nerve Liberator for a full 60 seconds on each side. Hold the Spine Gatekeeper for a full 60 seconds on each side. And for the Nerve Awakener, do 10 repetitions on your affected side and 5 on the other. Do this every single evening, about 30 minutes before bed. Track your morning pain, just a simple number, 1 to 10, the moment you get out of bed. The first meaningful change typically arrives between nights 3 and 5. Once your body has adapted, usually after the first week, you can move into the deepening phase. Increase the nerve liberator hold to 90 seconds per side. For the nerve awakener, progress to 15 repetitions on your affected side and 10 on the other. The order never changes. Piriformis first creates the space. Psoas second changes the mechanical load on the spine. Nerve slider last allows the nerve to glide through tissue that is already less compressed than it was 7 minutes earlier. After about 3 weeks, your baseline pain should be significantly lower. Now you move into maintenance. Continue the full routine every other evening. On the off days, simply do the nerve liberator, 60 seconds each side, to maintain the space you have worked so hard to create. The order of these 3 stretches is not optional. It is the sequence that clinical logic demands. Create space. Use that space. Then teach the nerve to move through that space. Do them in a different order, and you significantly reduce the benefit. This sequence is the difference between temporary relief and lasting change. Think back to Helen, the woman who spent 2 years waiting for the burning to start every night. After 1 week of these 3 stretches, in this exact order, she said, "I woke up and forgot I had sciatica. For the first time in 2 years, I forgot." That is what we are building toward here. Not perfection, not a miracle, just a quiet, consistent signal you give your body every evening. 7 minutes, 3 stretches, in the right order, before bed. Your independence, the ability to stand up without bracing, to walk through the grocery store without planning your route around the nearest chair, to get down on the floor and play with your grandchildren. That is everything. You have spent decades taking care of everyone else. Now it is time to invest that care back into the very foundation that carries you through this world. If this video brought genuine value to your life today, please hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Every week we bring you practical, science-informed guidance to help you stay active, independent, and pain-free after 55. Save this video right now so you can return to it tonight and practice along with me, step by step. And most importantly, share this video with someone you love who has been stretching every day without getting real relief. A friend, a neighbor, your spouse. They do not need a complicated program. They just need to stretch the right things. Drop a comment below. Tell me your age and where you are watching from. And tell me, which of these 3 stretches are you going to try first tonight? I read every comment and I would genuinely love to hear from you. 7 minutes tonight. The right things, in the right order. You have got this. Stay steady, and I will see you in the next one.